How to compare fractions. Now, this is a very important skill which you need to know in order to perform well on your GRE fraction type questions, because uh, on the quantitative comparison questions, you can be given two fractions to compare with, or you might be asked to compare a group of fractions in problem solving questions. There are basically 5 ways in which we can compare the fractions. Let's see each of them carefully. Now, if the denominators of the fractions are same, then the fraction with the greater numerator is the greater fraction. Let's take an example here. We need to compare 2 by 5 with 16 over 35. So the first thing what we can observe here, the denominator is not same. So we will make the denominator same by converting 2 by 5 to its equivalent fraction. So the equivalent fraction of 2 by 5 is 14 by 35. Now the denominator is same here and here. We can compare the two fractions. Hence, 16 by 35 is greater than 14 by 35 because it has the greater numerator. So we can observe that bigger numerator will make bigger fractions. 2 by 9 is greater than 1 by 9. 21 by 55 is greater than 13 by 55. 99 over 107 is greater than 45 over 107. Okay, see the second technique to compare the fractions. If the numerators are same, the fraction with the greater denominator is the smaller fraction. For example, 35 over 176 is smaller than 35 over 76 because it has the greater denominator. Similarly, 43 over 89 is smaller than 43 over 76 because this fraction has the greater denominator. So hope this is clear. Okay, let us learn how to compare the fractions using cross multiplication. So here is an example to compare 2 by 5 with 16 over 35. We will multiply the numerator of the first fraction with the denominator of the second fraction, and then numerator of the second fraction with the denominator of the first fraction, which gives us 2 into 35 and 16 into 5, which is equals to 70 and 80. Now we know that 70 is less than 80. Hence, the corresponding fraction equal to 70, that's 2 by 5, will also be less than the corresponding fraction equal to 80, which is 16 over 35. So 2 by 5 is less than 16 over 35. So hope this technique of comparing fraction is clear. Okay, the other way to compare the fraction is by comparing the fraction with a number which is close to each of the fractions. So in order to explain this, let me take an example here. That's a question to understand this better. So we have quantity A as 123 over 250 and quantity B as 171 over 340. Now, one thing what we can observe here, that each of these two fractions, they are quite close to 1 by 2. Do you agree with me? Yes, both of them are close to 1 by 2. So what we are going to do here is we will compare each of these fractions with 1 by 2. So let's do that. So here 123 over 250. This is less than 125 over 250. Do you agree? Yes, same denominator. So the fraction which has greater numerator has the greater fraction value. Okay, now 125 over 250 is nothing but 1 by 2. So we can represent this as 123 over 250 is less than 1 by 2. All right, now let's go to the next quantity and check it out. So here 171 over 340. Now if I compare it with 1 by 2, so that means I'm comparing it basically with 170 by 340, right? Now out of these two fractions, which one is greater? Yes, 171 by 340, because same denominator. So the fraction which has the greater numerator has the greater fraction value. So this fraction here, it is greater. So 171 by 340 is greater than 1 by 2. So what we have figured out here, that quantity A has a fraction which is less than 1 by 2. Quantity B has a fraction which is greater than 1 by 2. So obviously quantity B is greater. So hope this technique is also clear. Alright, let's see one more way to solve to compare the fractions. So here quantity A has the fraction 349 over 175. Quantity B has the fraction 17 over 9. So what we can do here, let us rewrite the fraction. Now how to rewrite the fraction? So we can rewrite 349 as 350 minus 1, right? Over 175. Now we have chosen this number such as this number is a multiple of the denominator. Okay, or maybe the denominator can be the multiple of the number here. So you can do it in any way. Similarly, 17 over 9, we can rewrite it as 18 minus 7 over 9. Now we know that numerator, we can split the numerator. So we can write it again as 350 over 175 minus 1 over 175. Here we have 18 by 9 minus 1 over 9. Now this gives us 2 minus 1 by 175, and this is 2 minus 1 by 9. Now what we can observe here, fraction 1 by 175 has the smaller value if we compare it with the fraction 1 by 9, because same numerator. So we will check the denominator. Greater the denominator, smaller is the fraction. So this fraction has the smaller value. Now both of these fractions, they are subtracted from 2. Now here we are subtracting the smaller value, right, from 2. Now, and here we are subtracting the larger value, right, if I compare it with this fraction. So of course, out of the two quantities, which quantity will be greater? Yes, of course, it's quantity A. So hope this is also clear. So the basic strategy here is to rewrite the fraction. Hope this was clear.